Autism is striking at an alarming rate. Today, 1 out of every 150 children is being diagnosed with autism. The cause is unknown, and it can manifest itself in a variety of ways.
Autism is a disorder of the way that the brain functions. It manifests in several different ways, but particularly in abnormal communication, social interaction, and certain behaviors. The key to diagnosis is recognition of these abnormal behaviors, social interaction, and language development as early as possible in childhood.
For many parents of children diagnosed with autism, their hope of their child living a normal life into their adult years is lost. The thought of their child graduating, going to the prom, or living on their own often seems like fantasy.
I felt that full range of emotions that I think probably every parent feels, and that includes fear, anguish, despair, and a sense of why this family, why our son, why.
But fortunately, for the Holmes and for other families with an autistic child, all hope is not lost. Children and adults with autism can learn life skills in order to function normally. Depending on the type and severity of their condition, many with autism have the hope of living with their disease and becoming valuable, contributing members of society.
Life skills learning teaches the skills that a typically developing child would learn naturally. These skills have to be taught systematically to children with autism. Hopefully, this will allow them the independence to be able to function much more normally within a community.
We had very little expectation, and now we have great hope, thanks to the Anderson Center. We're very grateful that he's growing up so happy and able to deal with the world around him and to get along with others. His disposition has so improved since he entered Anderson Center. His days are sunny. And you know, when you have no hope, suddenly to know that your son is in a place that brings out the best that he can offer and gives not only him hope, but gives us hope, that's a glorious thing.
Organizations like the Anderson Center for Autism, located in Staatsburg, New York, specialize in lifelong learning and provide opportunities for those with autism in a variety of domains.
Here at Anderson, we use 3 different types of curriculum. The first one is a content-based curriculum, just like you would find in any public school, where we teach math and reading and social studies. We also use an integrated curriculum because children with autism need to be systematically taught things like coping skills and communication skills. We also use a discrete trial teaching curriculum for our younger children because they typically are not learning like 3, 4, and 5-year-olds without autism. They need to be taught how to sit in a chair, pay attention to the teacher, identify colors and shapes.
In 1924, on a wooded estate overlooking the Hudson River, Dr. Victor V. Anderson founded Anderson School upon the belief that children with special needs would be served best by an integrated program, one that comprehensively addressed their educational, emotional, and social needs. He started with just 1 student. After a week, there were 5. After 2 years, there were 50. Today, Anderson Center for Autism continues Dr. Anderson's work, serving children and adults with autism and other developmental disabilities.
We receive referrals from throughout the northeastern United States. We focus on New York State, serving approximately 200 children and adults at any one time who are deeply challenged by the most involved levels of the autism spectrum. We're supported by 540 staff who focus on delivering the best levels of lifelong learning to all of our children, adults, and families.
We use positive behavior supports, which helps us to identify the function of the behaviors that the children are exhibiting. We also use applied behavioral analysis, which is really just the science of learning and teaching. And the prime component of that is reinforcement. We need to make sure that we use reinforcement strategically.
Anderson Center for Autism is uniquely equipped to accommodate those on the autism spectrum with challenging behaviors. Individuals with a primary classification of autism, pervasive developmental disorder, or other developmental disability may be referred to Anderson Center by public school districts, social service agencies, or any other referral source.
Anderson Center for Autism truly believes that all the people we serve have the capacity to learn. Our Lifelong Learner program offers that continuum of care that's so vital for our students as they transition into adulthood. Our program offers instructional opportunities in the areas of life skill development, social skill development, and community integration.
Our mission is our deep commitment to people with autism spectrum disorders, their families, and our community. Today, our success is found in our commitment to lifelong learning. That means continual education for children, adults, their families, and the larger community in which they live.
Over the last few years, Anderson Center for Autism has experienced significant expansion and has ambitious expansion plans into the future.
We have built a dynamic and highly unique educational approach to providing services through both a consultation model as well as an increased direct service for people of all ages and on all levels of the autism spectrum. We anticipate our ability to triple our support for people with autism within the next few years, growing as a regional center for autism services for the United States.
For more information about autism and the Anderson Center for Autism, contact them today.